Good morning, everyone. It is April the 8th, 2016, last day of the week. If markets have trended into the Friday's close or Friday's activity, there tends to be profit taking. And the treasuries are higher. They've rallied, so maybe a little selling, a little just off of end of the week dynamics is what should be expected here, tied to the direction of the E-mini, which is tied to the direction of crude. The E-mini has made a round trip, been stuck in a trading range, so that's likely to hold too, given the lack of news domestically to drive or get things going. The news overnight: dollars up, crude's up, Japanese consumer confidence higher, Japanese economy watchers sentiment down, France industrial production down, Great Britain manufacturing production and industrial production lower. Probably the biggest news event for us today is that the New York Fed's Dudley picks up the mic at 08:30 Eastern Time, and he could be the biggest news event of the day, depending on what he says. The Fed announced that there will be a special meeting on Monday to discuss interest rate moves for the April 27th FOMC meeting. And the speculation has already started. Negative interest rates, QE4, raise interest rates in April. So it could add or create create some extra volatility for us to trade with in April, with the express goal of the Fed to keep the stock market in its current trading range and perhaps higher. So here we are, looking at the overnight, the obvious. We've got a B. We've got a B right here, and we've got volume starting in this 24-28 area. So this is the attractor right down here. The low end of the range would have us buying 25s or better. The high end of the range would have us buying 29s or better. So because we have a couple of B's behind us and the E-mini is pointed higher, Cheap Charlie's going to go for the low end of the range. We're going to start off at 21.25. And Nancy, we're going to put a question mark at 29. That is a possibility. Then 13 to 17 for buy 2. On the sell side, 2 to 6. Then 11 to 15. I don't think we can break it out given today's news unless Dudley says something that we can all recognize as bullish or bearish. And the Fed usually doesn't do that. The Fed uses its governors to float trial balloons, higher interest rates, lower interest rates, all the time. And one Fed governor will counter what the other one says as they hold the market in its current trading range. Tricky, aren't they? These people are the best or the brightest. They're not the best and the brightest. They are the most connected. They are the ones that have gone to the most favored school. They're the ones that can put credentials on the wall. They're the ones that legislators can call in for testimony, and the reason their testimony is valid is because of that sheepskin they have on the wall. And that's really the name of the game between Washington, D.C. and Boston. And it's a very lucrative game. It has made lots of people wealthy. And who funds all of this? The taxpayer. We pay for all this brilliance. We fund their wealth, and we pay the price economically for most decisions which don't turn out to be as envisioned or as planned. Okay, we've got a B. We've got a B. Our first band of supports in this 12 to 16 area. The breakout came at 14. We have the rotate down at 15. Got the C period low at 6. So we're going to make number 1 with a circle around it, 12 to 16. We'll put buy 1 at 5 to 9. And then 25 to 29 for buy 2. On the sell side, we're going to make number 1 21 to 28. For sell 31 to 03. Then 11 to 15. Wholesale trade is expected down 0.2, and the Baker Hughes rig count was 455 last week. Okay, gold is off. It's funny, you know, one day risk-on investments, next day risk-off investments, as the market manipulators, central banks, release numbers that may or may not be true in an effort to keep the markets where they are. Okay, inside the congestion zone, you can see the volume is in the upper end of the distribution. We have rejected prices below 33. Last night we had hoped to buy we had 35s to 37s and 30s to 32. So the low looks like it was at 31. So 30 to 32 is probably pretty good support still. And then 25, 27. I still like gold to the long side because of the chaos that has been released around the world. Even Bill Clinton alluded to such in a campaign speech in California, talking about how the world is coming apart at the seams. And that's a pretty bold statement, considering that his wife could be indicted by this administration if they cleared the way. Then 44 to 46 S2. So with him making statements like that, they must have the fix must be in, because this administration goes after anybody that says anything negative about them, and they don't just slap your wrist. They go out with the intent of doing a severe long-term damage. So having Chelsea Clinton and Bill Clinton talk about, not Hillary, but talk about what's gone wrong with Obamacare, with foreign relations, with the economy, etc. That's pretty bold. Yeah, I see. Well, it isn't Cameron. It's his dad, Fitz. Come on. And remember, in the biblical sense, we can't hold the children guilty for what the fathers have done, unless, of course, Cameron benefits by a trust or something like that, or by the wealth created that will be passed down in an inheritance. You know, the story's the same around the globe. You just don't go past a week without reading about some government official in the West, East, dictatorships, democracies, republics, getting caught with their hand in the till. I mean, it's just, and I call them political entrepreneurs. They go and they get in the office with the express desire of enriching themselves. Okay, here is the euro. You can see that we have volume right here, and we also have volume down here, and we're in a trading range. So resistance at 114, 114.10 held overnight, 113.75 during the day. If I put all this together, it is a B, so we're going to favor the sell side. Sell 1 against the buck. Sell 2, 20 to 30. Well, let's make it 15 to 25. On the buy side, I think we traded a little lower, so we'll make 50 to 60, buy 1. And 25, buy 2. You know, what nobody ever talks about is this insatiable appetite of governments for just more and more and more and more. I mean, it is never enough. You can't cut their budgets. They never experience a recession. If they do, they go out and they print money. And that's why usually this stuff is resolved in catastrophe, war, or something like that. Or depression's just a complete collapse of everything. So it just isn't the political will. I can't get up there as a politician who you just elected and tell you that I'm going to take something away from you. That would be unheard of. Okay, we have a triple distribution higher. The market is pushing up. 39 is the obvious place for resistance. Stops above the overnight session, so 39, 39 and a quarter, sell 1. And then 39, 75, 40. Back to Nancy's 40 level. Obviously, we've got to get through 39 to get to 40. On the buy side, the London's low is 38. We're at 38.69, so 38, 38 and a quarter, buy 1. And 37.50, 37 and a quarter, buy 2. I didn't see any specific news tied to the rally in crude. In fact, the articles were yesterday are Russia and Saudi Arabia trying to sabotage the April 17th meeting in Doha. I do hope the price in oil has bottomed. I do think it's going to take a long time because of all the above ground storage and because the world's economy's lackluster growth, if you can call it that. Okay, the E-mini, big picture stuff. Here we are, folks. Got a buyer below 35. And maybe a seller against 70, picking up these 3 highs right here. So best resistance is going to be in that 70 area. Best support is going to be below 35, and we're at 46. Looking at these distributions, we've got the 3-letter ledge / 4-letter ledge starting on dailies, 62 area. Got that high at 74. We have this high at 60. So 62 to 75 is where resistance is. And you can see that support's below 35. So the market's got to take out 50 and hold that to keep the length in their positions. And we're probably going to be dependent on what crude does. So wholesale trade minus 0.2. That's not a strong economic number. So 49 to 52, sell 1. And then our 55, this London high at 59, so sell 2. On the buy side, at the breakout from 38, last rotate down was 41, so London's low is 42, so 42 to 38, buy 1. And then 30 to 35, buy 2. We've had pretty good range from 30 to 50, about 20 points in the overnight. My guess is we will get stops above the overnight session high. the battle's going to be fought at 50. So that's it. It's going to take a bit to get everything up and published and posted and all that good stuff. I'm going to get busy on that. I will be back with you as soon as possible.